Hey guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday, the 8th of October. I'm using the Tarot of the Cat People for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the Cat People want us to know. The Two of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Alright, let's see what that means. The Two of Cups this way around is like a mini version of the Lovers in the major arcana. So the Lovers represents the idea of love, true love. The Two of Cups can be momentary infatuation, or it can be a skill that you absolutely, something you fall in love with and then you learn how to do it yourself and you bring that into your life. It's a fleeting, it's a temporary love where two people come together at the right time when it suits both of them. They're on a spiritual journey and they just happen to intersect each other, and they stay together for a certain time and they leave each other after a certain period of time. And that's not really up to them very much. The big cat in the sky is overseeing all of this and bringing it all together and kind of masterminding everything. And it's really a coming together of equals who can support and help and nurture each other. And it's a good thing. Now that's in reverse. So you may feel like there's something off. You may feel like your relationships are a little bit off. You may feel like your own thinking is off, or your relationship with yourself is a bit funny at the moment. You may feel like the things that you loved before suddenly don't pique your interest in the same way that they used to. And it may be that it's a time of real confusion and possibly even anxiety, in the sense of, what am I feeling? That's compounded by the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords riding a panther here, or a jaguar. And Knight of Swords, notoriously impulsive, always rushing into things without really thinking. He does all sorts of crazy stuff, and half the time he falls on his face. Other time he pokes himself with one of those steer, Taurusy stag horn things. He's not someone you rely on. Either he's all over the battle, he's rushing in and he's trying to fight 100 men and saying, I'm the king and I can do everything and handle everything myself. And obviously he dies because he's massively outnumbered. Or he just gallops off in the totally wrong direction and you're like, excuse me, the problem we're dealing with is over here, not over there. You're you're useless. So the Knight of Swords is someone who's learning how to think properly and how to balance his desire to problem solve with just communicate. The thing, when you're on the phone to someone and you're telling them something, you're like, and today the car broke down and I drove over a nail or something and the front tire went flat and I had to go to the shop and everything. And then immediately, before you're even done telling your story, the person on the other side is, you should take better care of the way you drive. And when you go out, you should watch the roads and your tires should really be more resilient than that they don't pay. You're like, I haven't even finished telling you the story. It's like, calm down a little bit. The Knight of Swords is always too much of everything. It's like, calm down. He's impulsive, he's reckless, he's not trustworthy, and he makes you feel like you don't know your foot from your elbow. It's like you have no idea what you're doing at times, because it's like, do I dash into this direction or do I dash here? Who's the real enemy? What am I fighting? What am I doing? The whole get up. First of all, he's riding this thing. It looks terrified and it doesn't really look very practical to ride a jaguar. It's a purple saddle, so he listens to his feelings, he listens to his desires. Then he is also a practical person, but the thing that's still so he's not a complete bozo, like I'm making him out to be a total clown, you know? But so he does have certain things going for him, but when it comes to thinking, he waves his sword around a lot, and he's more focused on himself than rather making a positive decision for others. It's me, me, me. So you don't know exactly how you're feeling. You may be feeling uncomfortable or ill at ease. Then you may feel a sense of urgency on top of that. And should I act immediately or should I hold back? I don't know. Finally, we have the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is, oh my goodness, now I'm really worried. What's happening here? We've got the sword master walking into the sword storage unit, and he's like, oh my god, I have worked this job for 40 years. If I see another sword ever again, I'm going to kill myself on one of those swords. His friendly cat that's with him always says, dude, we've got to get out of here. You are burnt out. You have too many swords on your mind. It's too much. Let's go. The Nine of Swords is worry. It's like letting negative thoughts crush you. It's imagine yourself as an actual physical person lying somewhere, and they start piling things on you like boxes and rocks and weights, and you just feel crushed by the heaviness of the world, the weight of the world, the obstacle of everything, and how difficult it can be. So we've got a couple who are no longer together, who don't love each other anymore. We've got a knight who doesn't know what he's doing. And then we have someone who's totally burnt out and he's like, I can't deal with this anymore. I need to escape. So we've got you feeling you're somewhat AWOL intellectually and emotionally. You don't know what really you're supposed to be doing. There's not a lot of clarity going on. You feel like you have to deal with something that's totally taken over your life and your feelings, and you're having to readjust your lens and your way of doing things completely, just so that you can kind of find your balance again in a way. That this is a real time of emotional and mental upheaval, where what it is you love and what it is you connect with totally changes, and you now feel like it's time to connect with other things. It's time to go in a different direction. It may be time to learn something new and to leave something behind and to start a new chapter. But you don't know which direction to go in. My advice in this usually is, if you're forced to act, if the energy is so strong that it's like, okay, you're gonna act today whether you like it or not. I'm just gonna move that glass. I'm sorry, there's a bit of sunlight there. I didn't realize there was going to be sunlight on the table at this time of day. You can either fight this and be in this space, but in my experience, when you hand things over to your higher power, or when you meditate and there are feelings of uncertainty and who am I, and I'm really frustrated and things ought to be this way but they're not, and it all builds up and you feel crushed by the weight of it all, handing things over to something bigger than you can be a real support and can be a real help. So rather than getting angry at why everything is so difficult right now, use your connection with a higher power that you've developed through your daily spiritual practice, which is some form of meditation which makes you feel at peace and connected and relaxed and like your batteries are recharged, and you say, I don't really have the slightest notion of what to do today, please guide me and help me do what I'm supposed to do. And, when you're out of ideas, asking for help, in my experience, is the best thing to do. And it's another opportunity. Look at it this way. Always the optimist. Look at this as another opportunity to connect with your higher power and to get a little bit closer to balancing out the real scale that should be balanced, your own thinking versus the thinking of the universe and the higher power, and really trying to align your thinking with the thinking of the higher power, because then you're really going to be in touch with the big cat in the sky, and you'll really start to have more positive experiences like this instead of feeling doubts and anxiety and fear and just being ill at ease. So really, joking aside, if you feel ill at ease today, really try and pray or try and meditate, try and do something that you've never done before. Just Google how to do mantra meditation. Just try it. I mean, it's not going to hurt your brain cells if you do it wrong. Just try it out. It's a good day to really connect to something bigger. 2 and 9 is 11, and 1 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3, and 3 is a new beginning, and it's about communication. So Google how to do mantra meditation and try it and see where it leads you. And try thinking and feeling differently and feel those feelings. Don't brush them aside. So we have to take that into consideration. A lot of people are going to brush their feelings aside today. So there will be a lot of people who are annoyed and hacked off for no real reason that you can see. It's just that they feel uncomfortable and ill at ease within themselves, but it comes out in other ways. So don't take other people barking at you too seriously today, and just try and maintain that equilibrium and don't resist it. Just go with the flow and let this new wave of whatever this new energy is just sweep over you, and go with it and let it take you, and just surrender to it and the balance will come back. So today is a day of limbo. You kind of feel like you're dangling over your own life, like you're a puppet and you've been pulled up by a giant hand and you're just being dangled and played around with. It seems surreal. So if you have surreal deja vu moments today, that's normal. Connect with the higher power, the big cat in the sky. Love that. And it's an opportunity to learn something new emotionally and spiritually in terms of the way you connect. Hooray! So it looks like a day of discomfort and like, oh, this is going to be hard work, kind of. But you can ultimately learn from it. And retrogrades are always good times to learn something new. And today really is a great opportunity to learn how to look at things in a different way. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.